guys, Mark here on Creating Your Digital Life. And well, to be completely honest, I wanted to shoot this video on creating some habits and formulas on how to retain your focus and how to stay more productive throughout your work schedule. But then I came across an interesting piece of information in the blog that I'm going to link down below, which is more about how many hours we're actually able to perform at, with peak performance, that is. And it turns out that it's no more than 3 to 4 hours per day, which is quite an interesting thing to me. So, of course, we need to work most of our days, as in waking up early in the morning, getting to work, getting back home, which is like usually consumes about 10 to 12 hours. Of which at least we work 9, if not more. So what occurs to me is that why are we working within this kind of system then? Why are we wasting about half of our day in something that we're not even able to perform at our very best? Because apparently, as the study shows below, we're not able to outperform the natural programming of our bodies, no matter how hard we try, and especially if it's something that we're not even passionate about. So I don't want to make this sound like some kind of promotion that you should be doing digital life because of this kind of study, etc., etc. But I think there is a quite apparent reason why people should be aware of this kind of lifestyle and why it's important that people get away from their rat race and focus on something that matters to them the most. Because apparently there is not a lot of option when it comes to creating and working on something. And if you are doing that kind of work anyway, why don't you spend it on something that matters to you the most? So even though it's not an option for most of us at the moment to work on this kind of schedule for 3 to 4 hours per day, I wish that was the case for me. But in the meantime, I want to share maybe some tips that you can use to maybe maintain your energy a bit more and just to keep yourself boosted throughout the day. Now, the first thing that I would say is that doing some kind of stretching or exercising, that is absolutely key. Because as you know, humans are originally destined to be creatures of wandering and exploring and not just sitting in one place within the office, just hustling through a day, looking at a computer, at the screen all the time. It can be quite detrimental to your body, to your mental health, etc. So every now and then I do stretch myself, but also take a walk just to, get myself off the focus, no matter what kind of task I'm doing. Sometimes the brain, especially after an hour or so, loses its focus. So you need to just kind of hit the restart button on your brain. The other thing that I would mention is that maybe, and it does happen to me once or twice in a while, that you lose track of your thoughts. Like you are focusing on a certain subject and you start maybe potentially daydreaming. Maybe potentially you start thinking about some other tasks that you have. If you do that, catch yourself doing that kind of stuff and get back into the current moment, shift back in a particular way, and that can increase your productivity as well to some extent. It does require a bit of practice, but it is worth the while. And last but not least, I think this goes without saying that creating a distraction-free kind of environment that can avoid, creating any kind of stress or any kind of particular, noise that can annoy you potentially. Which is why it's important that if you are, let's say, interviewing for a new job or creating a workspace from home, which would be the most ideal, you need to select a place that is kind of like a secluded area, and also need to make sure that the space that is designated to you as your work home, so to speak, is is an area that can be productive for you, that doesn't hinder you when it comes to your productive hours, and also helps you to perform at your utmost best. So yeah, in short, that's the kind of topic that I wanted to talk about, and I highly recommend you focus a little bit more on what you want to do and try to find out something that is actually close to your heart, because chances are that's the kind of matter and subject that you should have been focusing on all the time. Anyway, enough about me. I hope you enjoyed this video, gained some insight, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video then. Bye there.